Shit, why didn't it go? Uh-oh. Hold on. Something's going on here. Why did it not work?
Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
What is going on, Rundown Nation? Hope everybody is having a wonderful week. Welcome to episode 20. Should be 19, but I ended up making a vacation in the hospital for a couple of days, so we didn't get to do 19. So we're just going to skip 19 and call it 20. Better late than never, but we did miss you guys, but we are back on schedule, back on Thursdays to finish out the 3A season and the 3A playoffs into the championship in a couple of weeks. As always, Chris Cousins, my partner, joins me from Ohio, and the Rundown powered by the PFA, the only professional advancement football league around. No one else is doing it like us. So how you doing, Chris?
Man, I'm doing cool, man. I am in Columbus right now. You can see my background. You see empty shells. I'm down here moving moms. We're moving to a new location. My mama got a house, so shout out to moms. You know what I'm saying? I know she's tapping into the show. So I'm moving and grooving. And the anticipation is killing me because, Brian, we are on episode 20. We did miss 19. But we're at the end. Like, we are literally about to do the 3A playoffs next week. And, like, who'd have thought we'd be here? At the beginning of the season, off season, it's coming down to the wire. And especially this week with the 2 and 3 seed. Still at play, still up for grabs. This week's games are going to mean the most, and that's what I love about it. So we got a great show tonight. I know we got CJ Talley coming in, MVP of the 2A Midwest National Championship game. Wolfpack going to come join us today. We got Ben Kershaw from Flag City Phantoms going to come join us on the show. Going to talk to him more about his platform that he's created with his GoPro camera.
Ben is actually in the waiting room. So
okay, cool. We're going to talk to him about that and the opportunities he's been able to do with that and making that platform for himself. And then we're also going to talk to our friend of the show, my guy Kieran from Rubbish University, because we got big Michigan games coming up this week, and we want to get the insight from our guy who's got boots down there in Michigan. So we're going to have him on the show. But lots more and in store, but we're gonna go pay some bills real quick. Got some new breaks, so make sure you.
Hey, y'all, this is Aaron Sanders, owner of the Flag City Phantoms, and you're watching Rundown, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll play the new ones the next time. I hit the wrong one. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What's going on, man? He's in the chat, man. Appreciate you tapping in.
What's up, Aaron? So, let's talk before we bring Ben Kershaw in. Let's talk a little bit about the 2A championship recap, man. We had us a championship game last week. You were there. I wanted to be, but, like I said, I was in the hospital. Unfortunately, I missed the first half due to a test that they couldn't get right. I had to go down to do. But anyways, I digress. The outcome certainly was not what we expected or what I expected. I'm sure it wasn't by what you expected. No. As Flag City, it was been our pick to win the championship in the 2A all season. Even though we give them crap, we still love them. Aaron's our boy. And obviously, they kidnapped you for a little bit, Chris, in the couple, beginning of the season, but they forgave you because they haven't bothered you in a while. So, but the 30
I
to,
mean, I'll
30
say
to 7.
First and foremost, man. First and foremost, great atmosphere for a championship game. So shout out to the Flag City Phantoms organization for putting together a hell of an event. I don't if you checked out my live stream. I live streamed the game. It was a beautiful crowd there. Both teams were well supported. Concessions, even had fireworks at the end. Like, you know what I'm saying, Brian? Even had fireworks. So
Aaron's doing it great.
Oh yeah, shout out to them for definitely putting on the atmosphere. As far as the game, man, definitely chippy. Before the game even started, had some altercations. I think that kind of riled the Wolfpack up before the game started. Then, if everybody's seen the coin toss, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Every man was on the field. So that put more fuel on the fire. First half, I think was a lot of nerves on both sides of the ball. Both defenses played lights out, lots of turnovers, but both offenses really couldn't find a rhythm. Really,
I noticed that, yeah.
Phantoms were able to get a big play on a long touchdown by number 80, which gave them the 7-0 lead going into the half. But in that second half, man, to watch the Wolfpack score 30 unanswered points, I wouldn't have told you that starting.
Right.
I would not have told you that. But they came out. CJ started picking them apart. I hate to say it, but some of the worst DB defense I've ever seen in my life took place in that championship game.
Man,
a lot of these happen for touchdowns.
Head taps.
So their players make plays. Wolfpack big players make plays. Dobbs on the defensive end. They had my man out there looking like he was Aaron Donald. He had 4 sacks and a safety.
Saw that, and they switched. FCP tried to switch quarterbacks, and it still didn't help him. He got sacked more than the first one, I think.
He said they were wide receiver. I don't listen. I don't dabble with excuses.
Dan. Dan. You're going to get Chris going.
And I don't want to hear it. It's a championship game. You strap up. You do what you do. And unfortunately, their skilled players outman y'all skilled players. There's no way around it, bro. There's no sugarcoating it. I can't. I wish I could try to put some type of icing on the cake, but CJ exposed him, bro. He exposed him. He found their weaknesses in the secondary, and he exposed them, hands down. Whenever they went one-on-one, whenever they played man-to-man on the far side, and he had one-on-one with one of his favorite receivers, bro, he took him up top. So I will say this though, before we bring Ben on, I will say this. I was expecting to see a lot more from the passing game out of the Phantoms. They played 2 quarterbacks. I was expecting to see more out of the passing game with the Phantoms, especially with Ben, because Ben is a big part of their offense, and he's definitely a great player. But I didn't see that. I didn't see them utilize him that much in the championship game, which I was very, very, very shocked by, because he's definitely a mismatch from what I saw out there who they had guarding. He definitely could have had some plays. But it is what it is, man. Again, shout out to the Wolfpack, Coach Dobbins, Blair, and Levi, and the rest of the front office over there for being the 2A champions. Came a long way at the beginning of the season. You were definitely in the shit bottom of the basement. We're not even going to sugarcoat that either. But you guys definitely did what you had to do. Came together as a team, went on a winning streak, and you were able to beat the #1 team in the championship on the road. So hats off to you. Congratulations on you guys this season. And can't wait till next year. See if you can go back to back.
Definitely congrats to Coach Dobbs and Blair and Levi Kaiser over there at the Wolfpack, the owners. And obviously, like you said, nothing against the Wolfpack, but FCP was our pick from the jump, and they had everything, to not make us think otherwise. Unfortunately, it did end that way. But, Aaron and his organization is absolutely fantastic with what they're doing. And they're just going to keep getting better from here. They're not, nowhere to go but the top, or keep going up. So
I'm
can't wait to.
I'm a sucker for underdogs. You know that. So I mean, even though we did play Flag City, they did everything right. Went undefeated in the division. That's why you lace them up every Saturday, and you play the games. You know what I'm saying? You gotta strap up against that man in front of you. Pause, and do what needs to be done. So records and everything on paper really go out the window at that point. So I mean, it is what it is. They were the better team that day, hands down. Shout out to Coach Jimmy Melton in the chat right now for the Pitbulls.
Jimmy. Like I said, that's our 2A recap. It's pretty simple because there really wasn't. 30-7. One game. So, but we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna bring Pack Money Ben Kershaw back with us here in just a minute. But first, let's watch this.
Get off of me! Get off of me! Come on!
Break it up.
Come on!
Dude, that's all love.
What did I do?
Good, man.
A number 4, add the chipotle sauce and extra beef.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What you just saw was Flag City Phantoms tight end Ben Kershaw, content creator, content for the day of the championship game. He gave us an insight for his regular day, what he does before games. You saw him. Definitely about to have him come on the show right now. So without ado, content creator Ben Kershaw.
What up? What up?
What's up, Ben? Thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Hey, Ben, man, I know I don't want to get into the game real quick. We'll talk about that towards the end. You know what I mean? But talk to me more about the platform that you've been able to create with using the GoPro and how that all started for you and how's it going so far?
It's going great. I've been doing it for this is my second full season with a GoPro. I do still do a little bit of mic'd up stuff. But that's where the inspiration came from, was the NFL mic ups, the college mic ups. I'm like, it'd be sweet if we could do that. I think what's forgotten in the semi-pro world is it's sports entertainment still. Like, you got to be entertaining. And when we look up in the stands and there's nobody in the stands, there's a reason why. It's like people would come and watch these games. Like, these games are hyped, they're lit. I think when you are with a team like Flag City who reaches out to the community and they really have fans, you got to give them a person to want to follow. And I'm cool with being that guy. I'll be that guy. Nobody else wants to be that guy. I'll definitely be that guy. So there's definitely some guys that I would say took a step before me. Trey Cordova, he plays for the Bison now. He's playing with the Royals. He even played with the the Chargers. But he did have a GoPro. I will say I didn't know that before I started it, but I did find him and I'm like, oh, this is sweet. And there's another guy on YouTube, the Adventure Athlete, who would do more of a kind of a get ready with me. He would do like do it for practices and pre-games, but he never really gave us the in-game footage. And so I really just wanted to give people a different view. It's definitely more action-packed with the GoPro. Even the mic ups, it's like people want the whole experience, because me being 34, there's a lot of people that wish they could still be playing and can't. They don't have the time. Their knees hurt. So if there's one person that can live vicariously through me, I'm cool with that, because I'm going to be playing semi-pro football anyway. That's what I tell people. I'm like, I'm going to be out there, so I might as well try to put on the best show possible. And if people aren't going to come sit in the stands, I'm going to bring the show to them. I'm that type of promoter. I'm like, I'm going to bring you a show. But it's been cool, man. Seeing other guys strap on a GoPro. Shout out my dude Drizzy Pope, who, being a DB, you know, it'd be nice to put together like an all-pro team of GoPro wearers. So we got a DB, we got another DB. I'd be a tight end or a quarterback. I don't know if you've seen any of my indoor. I play linebacker, so having it playing linebacker has been cool. So it's just something to give people to watch, man.
Definitely inspiring, man, because I think I saw one of your videos when you did the mic'd up, and I messaged you and asked you what mics you use, and I actually bought the mic that you used to use. I don't know if you still use it, but I remember I didn't know you were on the Flag City Phantoms until I saw your Pack Money name. So
this is my first season with them. I'm actually shout out Columbus. I heard you say you're in Columbus right now. I live in Columbus. Played with the Gladiators for the past like 10 years or so. But I just wanted a little bit of change of scenery. I don't really think they embraced my GoPro and YouTuber life as much as a young team like Flag City did. Like Aaron, enough calls. Hey man, we gotta get you out here. I think you'd be good with promotion. Like, we're promoting. And shout out to Aaron, because the marketing is on point. I mean, he's definitely given semi-pro a better name. I think it's when you play semi-pro, I mean, I'm sure y'all seen some of the comments. People hate us. So it's like that's all they have to do is to hate on us. But I do buy into it a little bit, to where it's like we need to clean some things up. Like you said, the championship game was chippy, but some of it's just outright just ignorance. It's like, what are we fighting for? Like, we had one game we didn't. I think 2 games this season we didn't finish because the last 2 minutes is so back and forth and pushy, and people getting ejected. Didn't we have 2 people ejected in the championship game? So it's like it's rough when people don't have anything to play for. They're not getting paid. But I humbly say I do make money because of social media. So now I'm more inspired. I have more of a reason to. You're not gonna see me in no fights. I'm not in no fight. I'll shake your hand. Good job, buddy, and I'm out. Like, I'm not getting no fight.
Right. I mean, what's the reason to get all pissed off and want to fight somebody else? You know, like it's not you're not getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play the game. So if you leave with an injury, how does that benefit you or your family when you leave the field? Like,
and even more than the injuries, you got dudes leaving with charges nowadays, because it's like everybody want to run to their bag and get something, and it's just like, fellas, let's play. Like, I get it's an aggressive game. It's a gladiator sport. My adrenaline on game nights, I don't go to bed until like 5 a.m. because my adrenaline is it takes so long. So I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'll be the first one to talk. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on here. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll be the first one.
This ain't a fucking child-friendly show, no.
Okay. I'm like, I talk a lot of shit, but it's all in love. Like, it's like, even with the Wolfpack, we going back and forth, but it's even like, hey, man, we cool. Like, we cool. It's when the fights break out that it's like, I see why people don't want to come to the games. So I'm trying to do my part and bring them something. Just try to inspire other adults. I always say men after 20 don't have anything to look forward to. That's just the world we live in. When's the last time you had something to look forward to as a full-grown adult? Me, I look forward to Saturdays now. Like, I have something to look forward to. I'm playing for a championship. I'm playing for people. So it's been fun, man.
So let's talk about the game, man. I was there. You were there.
I was there. I was in there somewhere. I was in a mix somewhere.
I'm disappointed in your usage. I'm gonna just be honest with you, bro. I'm disappointed.
I'm old, man. I'm washed. That's it. I
thought they would have used you more, bro. Especially at the tight end spot, because I didn't think they had a good matchup with you with the middle linebackers. You know what I'm saying? They tried 2 different quarterbacks. I don't know what was going on. I just thought you wasn't used well enough. I thought I was going to see more at the passing game. I really did. You know what I mean?
I'm chalking it up to a bit of a lack of experience. This is my 4th championship game. I ain't won a single one, but I've definitely been in them. I know it's a fight to the very end. Like, that's just it's win or go home. It's the last thing you're playing for. But I think there's some younger guys on my team, so it's it's just a different mindset. I mean, they say the same thing in the pros with, hey, you got to make it. You might have to make it to a game 7. You got to play as hard as you can one full game, and I think we lacked a little bit of that. Once we start getting punched in the mouth, Wolfpack, I played against them twice with the Gladiators. Beat them both times. Just remember that. But I know who they are. They're a young, scrappy team, and their defense is definitely their strength. I mean, that front 4, like you said, Dobbins was going crazy. Their linebackers, Clamp, shout out my dude Clamp, not afraid to get his head in there and really smack something. And that's what they started doing. They started smacking stuff. And I think it shook us a little bit, shook the quarterback's a little bit young. But I've seen him throw 5 touchdowns in a game this year, so he'll bounce back.
Yeah,
they'll both bounce back. They're ballers. I wish I got the ball more? Yes. If you want me to say it, I'll say it. I wish I could have been utilized more. But I'm not the only person on the team. We have great running backs. I just think it's new for a lot of people.
Shout out to number 80, who with the touchdown.
Shannon. Shannon's a dog. Shout out. And real fun fact, Shannon got me my first 10 million view video for not blocking for my ass. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but we just hit 10 million on YouTube because he didn't block for me, and I didn't cut back. It's really my fault. I said it's my fault. But no, Shannon's a baller. Shannon, top receiver in the league. I don't know if this league does all-star games, but
we're trying, man. We're at least
I know it's hard. No, there's really hard to get stats. It's hard to get film. It's hard. It's a lot of favorite. I've been a semi for 12 years now. I know exactly how it goes. But there are definitely some guys on my team that deserve recognition. So Shandon's one of them. Shout out Shandon Morris, number 80.
Yep. We definitely got stats. We're working on it. We're working on it, man. We're gonna do some kind of all-star selection. It may not be a physical game, but Chris and I are gonna do something.
Yeah.
But
we definitely on the same board with you about trying to bring in new things, man. Just because it's a semi, we call it professional development football over here. We trying to get
professional advancement.
They're trying to change it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
That name holds so much weight. You know what I'm
saying?
Does. We don't even want to be a part of that bunch no more. We want to separate ourselves and start something new over here with having this show and having more guys like you have GoPros and being able to have an all-star game, giving out MVP awards, having stats that you guys that we so we can stand on business. Because a lot of guys out here, you say you played 12 years. You give an MVP to somebody, but then you don't know if their stats is really what they stats.
And that's the thing. You don't know. You giving MVPs to dudes that only played 3 games against the worst teams in the league. It's like, yeah, man. That's I like the route y'all going. Y'all trying to even change the name. What'd you say it is?
Professional development football. That's what we're going.
Professional development football. I can try to say that. It's a lot harder than semi-pro, but I'm gonna start saying that. I'll start saying that. But even amateur. I don't think we use the word amateur enough. Like it's just. It's
because it is amateur.
It's until somebody's handing you a check. It's just amateur. Like you might have some people that might receive a little something off the top for travel and stuff, but it's 99%. Yeah, 99%. It's amateur. It's semi-professional. It's just, but I like professional developmental football.
There you go.
See,
There you go.
I get it out.
Well,
So,
Ben, are you gonna be making your return back to the Phantoms next year, or you a free agent?
Oh.
You know, all this free agency talk is crazy right now. You know what I mean?
I'm usually one of those. I usually like, hey man, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. But no, man, we'll see. I mean, for me, I will say I live in Columbus, so the travel is a little bit rough. But I don't know, I'm in my KD era. Like, I'm just I want to play with a lot more people. I want to play in different cities. I want to travel more. I want to, like, going to Racine and playing Racine, new experience. That's not something we did in the BCFL. We playing the same Dukes over and over and over, which is cool. But I've hit that point now where it's like, if I can travel to Baltimore, if I can travel up to Michigan, like, I'd rather do that. So it just depends on what's going on in Columbus next year. I let Flag City know as of now, I'm staying with Flag City, but things change. Things change. I want to see where YouTube and social media takes me. I know guys like, hey, Pope, if we trying to link up on the same team for a full semi-pro season, then let's do it. So we'll try to make it big. And one thing I don't think they do in these types of leagues that you know, the NFL gives you players. They force you to watch certain players. Like, and it's the best players, but the second you become a premier player, they put the spotlight on that person, and all the marketing goes through that one person. And that's something I think we need to do here. So it's like when I see guys like Pope doing the same thing. Pope about to hit 300,000 on TikTok. He's about to hit 100,000 on IG. I see guys like that. I'm like, okay, let's. Why are we not marketing this guy? Like, market him. People are going to want to come see him to get to see the whole game. So if Flag City is interested in doing something like that, I'm home. But if not, I might try to find who is. So we'll see. I know Aaron's all ears for all of the progressiveness of things. So,
well, like I told you, Ben, that's one of the things that I know me and Brian were trying to do. That's why I wanted to have you on. I know Drizzy's doing it now. Shout out to the Dukes, D. Lyman, Devin. I know he does it. One highlight from the Ravens. He does it. The Bisons running those. So I always try to do. You guys are doing it, so I'm definitely going to be sharing you guys' content and pushing. You know what I'm saying, pushing it forward, because that's the kind of that's good content that we need for this level of, you know what I'm saying.
For sure.
And to be able to bring eyes, you know what I'm saying, because of that content, like you said, push the players, because we do have some ballers.
Exactly.
So appreciate
and I appreciate y'all putting this together, because this is the type of things we need, doing more and more of this. And anybody watching, get you a GoPro. It's not that hard. Like, it's not that hard. Edit it, cut it up, but bring your person.
I think
grab GoPros and they posting clips. And yes, people want to see the ball, but they want to see the. You can build a business. You can build a brand. Hey, shout out to the Pat Gang. Shameless plug. Go to my website. Hey, that's
plug it up, brother. Plug it up.
Oh yeah. But
are you selling those shirts on your website?
Yeah, I got Pat Gang everything. I got T-shirts. I got shirt that just says athletic. I got athlete. I got semi-pro. I got amateur. Just however you feeling that day. If you feeling amateur today, just be an amateur today. But guess what? We professionally amateur out here. I golf on Sundays, but I ball on Saturdays. We good.
All right.
There you go. Hey, then you said you want to bring your talents to South Beach, man. You'd be in golfing heaven. That's where I'm at in Florida. So
it's never too late. Hey, Brady can play till he 45, getting hit by real like villains. I can play till I'm 45, not getting hit by nobody. I'm still waiting for somebody to hit me that hard.
Right, and there's only like a gazillion teams down here in Central Florida, so I think
it would be fun though. It would be fun though.
But Ben, as always, you're always welcome back to the show. Come on the show anytime and give us an update. We'll be following you. We'll keep track of your whereabouts and stuff, and on your social media.
I know y'all still got one more game, Ben, man. So, man, handle business, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna see about that one. When the game don't count, it's like
it count. It don't.
But they said it does count, so I gotta check my schedule. But
it counts towards nationals.
Yeah, well, when you tell your wife the season over, and then like, never mind, she looking at me like,
Hey, say less, brother.
Yeah,
Say
I
less.
made the mistake of telling my wife that the podcast would be over in a couple of weeks, like 4 weeks ago.
See,
And yeah, she's
looking at you right now. She on the other side of that camera.
She's at home. She's on the way home, so she don't. Unfortunately, she doesn't watch the show because she don't really care. But
Hey, I get that. My wife be at every game, so shout out to the ones that support us.
Right,
appreciate you stopping by, man.
I appreciate
Have a great
y'all.
night.
Yep, I'll see ya.
All right.
It was Ben
Man, I was
Kershaw.
Ben from the Flag City Phantoms, man. Appreciate him for coming on, man. Make sure y'all check out his Facebook, Ben. I want to say Upshaw. I'm saying it right. Am I saying it right, Brian? Upshaw. Am I saying it right?
Kershaw. Ben Kershaw.
Okay, I'm saying it wrong. I said it. Kershaw. Ben Kershaw. Please make sure y'all go to his Facebook page, like and subscribe to his content. It's gas. We're gonna take a short break, but CJ, Tally, I see you in the chat.
He's not in the stream yet. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not on the stream yet. But we're gonna play another video, and we'll be right back.
Ready. Set. Go. Set. Go. Hey, how fucking bad, dude?
Hey. I bumped knees with somebody last play. I bumped knees with somebody last play. I'm good, but that shit hurt.
Hey!
Hold up. I bumped knees with somebody. That shit hurt.
Take your time.
Set. Go.
You good? I got it.
Hey, you actually on this bitch getting that tackle on me.
Which one?
This full loss, you motherfucker. Hey, I'm on your ass this play. Watch.
Hey! Ready.
Set. Go.
Touchdown. Strong. You know how we come strong. You know how we come.
Maybe next year, y'all.
Oh, maybe next year, y'all. Wow. That was a little highlight clip of CJ and Drizzy from the Wolfpack. While we're waiting for CJ to get
for the footage, man.
To get in
CJ just messaged me. Did you message? Can you message CJ? He's trying to figure it out.
Okay, hang on.
But yeah, shout out to Drizzy Pope for the footage. Appreciate it, bro. Dope running back. Make sure y'all also go like and subscribe to his page on Facebook as well. He has awesome content. But yeah, Ben Kershaw, appreciate that, Dan. I'm bad with last names, bro. I can always remember the first ones. Can't remember the last ones. CJ, it's okay. We're gonna get you together, buddy. We're gonna get you together.
We're gonna get him in here. But while we're trying to get him in, let's go ahead and just talk about week 10 of the 3A season. We got last week of the season. We have some big matchups, man, to have some playoff seedings. And I don't know if Mike's watching from the Bills, but he's been on my ass this week about the rankings. I apologize, Mike. I was in the hospital, okay? I literally was in the hospital, buddy. And I didn't bring my computer with me. All I had was my iPad. Shout
out to the Bills.
Shout out to the Bills. Score more this weekend and hope the Rams lose.
Literally.
That's all I have to say.
Literally the slogan for every 3A team this weekend, score more.
The only team that doesn't have to score more are the Ravens because they've been kicking your guys' ass all season. So, they've scored 300.
Them, I got a whole setup for that, but we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But,
so we have some big matchups. We know number one's locked in, and that's by the Ravens. And number two right now is the Motor City Rams. If they
BCA boys.
We'll talk about the playoff seedings here in a little later. I don't want to go into that yet. And Fred Smith said something about a hug. I don't know what that's about, but
I don't know. I think he was talking about Ben's video. I'm not sure though.
Okay, so we have the Detroit Ravens traveling to Glass City. Chris, we already know that the 3A championship road has to go to Detroit Ravens. This game really doesn't.
Hold on real quick, Brian, because when when we talk about Detroit, Jerry, I gotta put my shades on, and then I gotta, I don't like that shit,
I hope Jerry's watching. Jerry, me and you are like this because I haven't went against the Ravens all season, and I'm assuming CJ is Black Jesus because somebody named Black Jesus just jumped into the, and I see him.
This is specifically for my man Jerry and the Detroit Ravens. I know you think I'm crazy, and I am, but I ain't stupid. Y'all gonna win this weekend against Glass City. That's a fact. But we're gonna see what happens in the playoffs, though, my boy.
Oh man, you're digging it deeper, and you're stepping in it really deep there, Chris. You're stepping in it really deep. But I mean, like I said, they travel to Glass City. The game really doesn't play any part or change anything as far as the Ravens being number one. And honestly, I think the Glass City Tigers are going to be at number 5 for the most part. So I don't think that the game is going to have too many implications on those two rankings. Definitely not the Ravens. So, and Chris, we'll just go ahead and get our picks out of the way. I hope you're not picking Glass. I mean, nothing against Glass City, but
Hey, Jerry,
I've been sticking with
Jerry. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Ravens this week. I ain't crazy.
I've been sticking with the Ravens all year, and that's not going to change in Week 10. I'm taking the Ravens to go 10-0 to finish out the season in 3A and take a week off to prep for whoever they play in the second round of the playoffs.
Just know, Jerry, you only get 1 week off next week. Playoffs coming. I'm gonna be right here.
I'm assuming if Jerry's not watching, he goes back and watches because he knows you're going to say some shit about the Ravens and become a meme. I know he does.
I had to, bro. I had to throw my shades when we talk about the Ravens. From now on, every time we talk about the Ravens, I'm putting my glasses.
Our next game is your BTA boys, Chris, the Motor City Rams. They go down to Cincinnati and play those Dukes. Another hostile environment game, but this game is a huge one.
This
in
is
a few
game
ways.
that this is how we talked about last time when we talked about the Dukes playing competition, playing against the Ravens. This is another step up for them in competition. I don't care what they say. Respect to Mike Clay, Darian Brown, Devin playing D tackle. Respect to y'all, but y'all gotta step up y'all play. And when I mean that, I say that by the teams that y'all play, and this is one of them right here. This is one of them that y'all should be able to get. But I got to keep it 100 with you. BTA boys the only ones that came close to beating the Ravens all year. That defense is vicious. Offense is definitely ground and pound. They definitely going to come to play, and they definitely going to travel with. So I hope y'all do the same. It's going to be at home. But I'm definitely going to roll with the BTA boys to take that second spot and continue into the playoffs. They got more on the line than what y'all got going on right now. They trying to get this second spot from the Bills. And that's going to be more for them in this playoff run than it is for you to win. Vaughn said he got the Dukes by 10.
Oh.
Okay. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you I see it, but I don't.
Dan's Vaughn's tagging Jerry in the chat.
Listen, I'm just being honest with you. Y'all better start putting some respect on these Rams, man. A lot of people been sleeping on them all year. Y'all, a lot of people really been sleeping on them. The only ones who've been giving them respect is the teams that play. The only teams that been giving them respect is the teams that played them. Y'all better stop sleeping.
I see it, CJ. I see that MVP award around your neck, buddy. We'll talk about that when you come on.
Duke's
yeah,
by
man.
15 plus, says Dixon. I hear you,
man. Who's saying that?
I hear you.
Look, I'm going to be a homer this week, and I'm going with the BTA boys. I don't think I've picked them too many times this year, but I'm going with them. And Mikey from the Bills, if you're watching, man.
And again, that's no disrespect to the Dukes, but again, I've said this before. Who have you played? I just have been on here telling me he played with Gladiators last year And all y'all do, and we all know this in the BCL, is keep it 100. You're playing each other.
And you
Who
only have
has
3
to
teams.
play?
There's only 3 teams in that league this year, other than the crossover games that they played with us and stuff like that. I mean,
All I'm saying is strength of schedule means a lot when you're playing professional development football. If you ain't played nobody, you ain't really been battle tested to know what it's like when it gets hot in that kitchen. You didn't know what it was going. You didn't know what it felt like till you got in that kitchen with. You didn't know what it felt like when you got into that kitchen with them Ravens. You didn't know what it felt like till you got in that kitchen.
well, the
Beating up
Rams.
on everybody.
Do you think the Rams will expose the Dukes and really show
I
their
think it's going to be a hell
weakness?
of a game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the Ravens game, but the BTA boys are more battle tested than the Dukes, and that's a fact.
Right.
They play tough. They play way tougher teams than the Dukes have, and that's
Oh
a
yeah,
fact.
yeah, definitely.
So if I'm gonna go with strength of schedule, who they played against in a close knit tight game like this, I'm gonna go with the experience. I'm gonna go with the BTA boys. I'm gonna go with the BTA boys. I see, and again, what I have to compare by is you both played the same team. You both played the Ravens.
Right.
Look at the scores. Both
And I
teams in the
think
game,
the Rams know going into this game they have a lot on the line because that number 2 seed may not be a big deal to some teams, but that's a week extra off, and then you get a week rested and extra practice. But the Michigan Gators
expect them boys to come out lights out because they need that second spot. I'm telling you that right now.
Definitely. This is a must-win game for the Rams, especially and same with the Bills.
Von's gonna be a great game. I totally agree with that 100%, and I approve that message. It's gonna be a great game. It might be one if advertised correctly, it might be one of the best games this season as well. We still got the Cincy Indy Bison game, we got the Detroit Indy Bison game. So we had some close bangers in the beginning of the season. This might actually be one of those. But again, if I got to come down in the fourth quarter in a dark alley, I'm going to take the BTA boys.
Yep. Next game we have is the Michigan Gators versus the Michigan Hurricanes. It's a crosstown rivals, the Hurricanes, who are the MCFL, another crossover game for the PFA. They just took their first loss against a very good Indy Bison team who's won 7 straight. Up until that point, they were undefeated and they hadn't given up any points. But does that tell you that their strength of schedule was not good?
That tells me that they ain't – listen. Michigan Hurricanes played – I believe they played Glass City in the preseason, correct?
Yeah.
And lost, correct? No disrespect to Glass City, but you're not playing Glass City. You play the Michigan Gators.
Mm-hmm. And the Gators have been on a struggle bus as of late, so they're looking to get out of that loss streak and get a win to finish off the season.
I mean, they're also another team that needs it too, bro. Desperately needs to try to get up into the standings and get into this fight because, listen, a lot of things can happen this weekend. Hear me out. Deuce could win. Cleveland Rams could win, and if the Gators win, they just top 2 spaces. So there are a lot of playoff scenarios that can happen this weekend. That's why the 2, 3, and 4 seed teams desperately have to do their job, and that's win. That's why we said the motto for this week is score more. Because even if, and me and Brian was talking about this earlier, even if the 2 and 3 seeded team, which right now are the BTA boys and the Bills, even if both teams win, it's still going to come down to points.
No, if the Rams lose and the Bills win, they both have the same record. So then it comes down to points. The Rams win and the Bills win, their record's still not the same because the Bills have 1 less win than the Rams do. So the Rams will kick that number 2 seed and keep it. But if something crazy happens, the Rams lose, the Bills lose, and the Gators lose, or the Gators win, like you said.
Here come the Gators.
That puts them at 6-4 versus the Bills. And depending on what the points is, hang on, I got that. So
Depending on like you said, depending on what points are,
it's a 30
depending on
point.
if
It's a 25 point swing if the record is right now. It's a 25 point swing. So on the points allowed, points forced, the Bills have a 20 something point above the Gators. But if the Gators win and score 40 points or 30 points or whatever, and the Bills get blown out and don't score hardly any, then there's so many
variations, bro.
So many variations. We just can't, we can't until Saturday when the final whistles are done. We can't really tell anything.
Sakari asked, does the Rams have the tiebreaker over the Bills?
We don't use tiebreakers. It's a points-based league. Yeah, it's a points-based league. The Rams did beat
score more.
The Rams did beat the Bills in Week 1 of the season, 19-9. But I'm pretty sure that the tiebreaker it goes to points.
It's going to points.
If the record's the same, if the record's 7-3 and 7-3, then it goes to points. Who scored the most points? Right now, the Rams have a plus-minus of 84, and the Bills have a plus-minus of 73. So there's 11 points separating it.
11 points.
But I apologize. I didn't get the graphics redone this week. I will have those next week for the playoffs, the final PFA 10 or 3A rankings. But the last game, man, the Bills host the undefeated Cleveland Rams, which I didn't know they were undefeated. Don't know much about the Cleveland Rams. They're out of the Tri-Point, obviously.
Shout out to Demario Davis. He's the coach of the Cleveland Rams. They got a solid team out there. A couple of games, kind of sketchy. Really
the Pit Bulls.
Yeah, really haven't played anybody really up, outside of their conference for real. So this is going to be a good test for them to see, what they got going on over there, see if it's real. See if they can continue going undefeated. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a hard thing to do against these Michigan Bills. Mike and them boys is out on a mission. And they trying to get that number 2 seed as fast as possible. So if that means they got to go through y'all, I see it happening. Let me say that.
Mike, if you're watching, buddy, I'm going to go with you guys this weekend. So win and score lots of points and shake up the seedings, buddy. Don't let me down this week. Don't let me down.
Shout out to the Mafia.
That's the previews for the 3A Week 10, man. We're like we said earlier, we are at the end of it.
Able to get CJ? Is he able to?
He's in. He's waiting. I told him I'd get it as soon as we got done with this segment. We'd get him in. But yeah. So we're not even gonna take a break. We're just gonna jump right into CJ. He's been waiting patiently, waving his chain around in there. I see him in the waiting room. But our next guest,
going on, ladies and gentlemen, we have from the 2A National Midwest Champions, Northern Kentucky Wolfpack, the starting QB, also the MVP of the championship game, Mr. I Ain't Afraid of No Ghost himself, Mr.
Black
CJ
Jesus,
Tal.
the Black Jesus, CJ Tal, and also
there it goes.
CJ. Chris failed to mention that you're the first. You're also back-to-back PFA champions for 2 different teams. Last year was the 82 Chargers, and this year's the Kentucky Wolfpack. Congratulations, by the way. Thank you for taking some time and jumping on the show, and we love your medallion there. Thanks to Commissioner Duncan for those. Those are pretty. So, yeah. What do you got,
Talk to
Chris?
us about the game, CJ, man. I know you've been going ham on Facebook for the last 3 days, so I figure I'd give you a platform. We
can't hear you.
That's that. Like my man Fred Smith would say, that's that Timu. That's that Timu.
Nope, still can't hear you.
Fred be in the chat going ham. What's going on, Levi? Zay Buddha.
Are you check to see if you're muted?
Yeah, check everything. You come out, go back in, we get you together.
You might have to jump out and jump back in, CJ. Sometimes that it glitches like that.
Yeah, jump out and don't put your Bluetooth on.
Okay, we're gonna try to get CJ back. We've been off for a couple of weeks. We're gonna have glitch. We're gonna have technical difficulties, but it's not our fault this time. It was on the other end. So let's check the chat out, man. And Fred, was I seeing things, or did you get added to our PFA chat? Or is that another Fred Smith? Maybe it's your twin. I don't know.
Fred.
A little birdie, but I'll be
seeing us next. What you
Oh,
be seeing us next season, Fred?
Message us privately if you don't want to reveal what the secret is. I don't know what you're talking about. So,
we always like breaking news here. You good, CJ?
Can you hear
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. We're good. All right. Awesome. Thanks again for jumping on the show, man. Appreciate it. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared. There you go.
There you go.
Like Chris asked you, tell us about the game, man, from your perspective as the quarterback. I mean, obviously, it was a slow starting game for you guys at the beginning, but I mean, what was the swing, momentum swing? What point of that in the game did you see that happen?
So I know at the beginning, the whole thing when they came out with their little tunnel and the smoke and start arguing with my brother, I'm like, all right, I can see what type of game it's gonna be. But knowing us as the Wolfpack, we always start off slow. Like it's always slow, no matter who we play. Like we just don't kick it into the second half. So we went in the locker room, head coach came out, said some words, couple key players said some words, and I said some stuff. And I'm just like, hey, we gotta pick our shit up. Like this, or we're gonna lose. Like crazy like that. We gotta pick our shit up, or we're gonna lose. And then, second half, what happened? 30 unanswered points. hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, now CJ, for the viewers at home, we I know y'all probably wondering why CJ looked like Sub-Zero right now. CJ got a chipped tooth during the game.
That's why they're saying fix your tooth.
And I found the play. It was number
game.
4. It was number 4 and number 43. Somebody hit my legs and he jumped and hit me in my back and I went down and I got up like I'm just bleeding.
Oh man, I'll be sending them my dentist bill, man. I'll be sending Aaron Sanders the bill for
yeah. Somebody got to pay for this, damn it.
Just kidding, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Nah, but besides from what my viewpoint was, CJ, what I saw, especially in that second half, man, I saw you guys go a lot of they try to play a lot of man-to-man on you guys. You definitely took advantage of that, going up top. Like I said before, I saw probably the worst DB coverage I've seen in years playing this game. I'm just gonna be quite honest.
But listen,
a couple times I was just like, for real.
It would, but as a quarterback, you gotta know it's always the rule is the weakest corner, I'm gonna attack him. And no offense, but 36 was their weakest corner. So now, I'm like, all right, I'm about to keep attacking him.
I'm gonna look on the roster and see who 36 is.
Listen, it was Brian. When I say it got bad, it got bad.
Hey, CJ,
the first half, I threw a fade and my receiver dropped it wide open.
Right, you see, he did. It went right through his hands.
So I'm like,
right through his hands.
And then my boy Paul came to me like, what's up?
In that first half,
yeah,
because there really wasn't any big plays in that first half.
36
it was that play that got dropped, and then it was the play by them that scored the touchdown. That was it. Other than that, it was turnovers, by both defenses, punts. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing shaky. So I was looking for the same thing possibly in the second half. I knew y'all was going to settle down. Everybody was probably going to start, scoring a little bit more. But I didn't expect them not to. I didn't expect them not to fight back, bro. I didn't expect that. When y'all came back and scored,
I feel like
y'all scored again to make it 14-7. I'm like, okay, maybe they're gonna get some life. Terrible blocking by the offensive line. Let me just say that.
Yeah, but we listen, and all year has been our defense. Like our defense has played lights out. Period. Like our defense has played lights out. And
they had Dobbins out there looking like he was Aaron Donald, bro. He
went crazy.
I saw him split a double team, and both the guard and the tackle both looked at each other.
Hey, real quick, CJ. Jay Lowell said he hopes you stub your toe on the corner of the bed.
Oh wow. That's tough.
Hey, guess what? I'ma stub my toe, but I still got this.
Now, this is the other things. I talked to Ben about it. You've been able to, Drizzy Pope on your team have the GoPro, been able to get good footage like that. And that's something that you thought about trying. I know you're a free agent, this off season.
Listen,
so you can set the record straight right now.
I had
while you on the show.
I had a GoPro starting that game, but it died. It died right before halftime, so I ain't having no more. I wish I would have had it because I've been famous by now. The way I was talking on the field.
You'd have been highlight reel for days, huh?
I would have been I was talking so much that if I had the GoPro on, it would have been bad.
So have you been able to get some rest and just reflect on the season and just relax for a little bit since the season's over? No.
I literally I got high school and then I got a little league, so ain't no resting for me. It's over.
Gotcha.
So like I said before, I know you've been constantly on Facebook talking about this free agency, man. What's the plans for next season?
Ain't no plan. Ain't no plan.
We retiring?
It's over. Listen, my goal was from coming into playing this year. So my Antonio Davis, he got the record for 8-0, and he got 8 wins in the championship. No, 7. He had 7 wins in the championship, and I just wanted to pass him. So this one I just won was my 8th one. So now
holy shit. You have 8 championships?
Yeah, I got a lot. Yeah.
How many years did you play with the 82?
Just one.
One?
When they started with the Chiefs, I was on the Chiefs when they first started.
Yeah.
Everybody played for the damn Chiefs. I wasn't around.
I played on them when they first
nice squad.
When they first started is when I played.
Yeah, they had a nice squad. That's when Dre and all them was over there.
Nice squad. we had squad. Then we started the Raiders, and I was with the Comets. Yeah, I've been everywhere.
So, what did you think?
This is the quarterback for the Wolf Pack, the 2A Midwest.
I think I know who Zoe is, and Zoe being petty. I think he's being petty.
Yeah, I think he is too. I
think
Zoe, he the Outlaws.
So, CJ, how'd you think of the game being ref with 8 officials? What'd you think of that?
I mean, it kind of made the game cleaner, maybe just a little bit, because you still had your extra stuff, but I mean,
can't catch everything. It's hard.
It was cool. It was fine. I don't complain.
Well, Andy Hamilton was asking that question, so he's the head referee.
He was the head referee that game.
I know Andy. I love Andy. Andy, me and him cool.
Hey,
Levi,
Levi,
wants me to ask you what are the plans for the Wolfpack in Nationals? What are y'all going to Florida or?
If we go to Florida, I will be playing my last game in Florida.
I hope to see a lot of teams in Florida from the PFA because I live like an hour from Daytona. That's where all the games are played. So I don't, and Coach Levi is asking if we can get Coach Dobbs on. So I'm gonna try to get Coach Dobbs on real quick.
Okay.
CJ,
man, hey, why we got you on here, man? I know you've been needing a platform, as big as this to get the game off your chest because you've been doing a lot of tweeting. So go ahead and let a little bit out right now.
Listen. I was calm, but it's like you be having some of them dudes that be like, "Oh yeah, it's just semi-pro." And we got ain't nobody trying to hear all that. Take y'all L like a man. Y'all was all rah halftime before the game, but then you want to rah in the fourth quarter. It was us rah. So I mean, it be like that sometimes. Out.
Hey, what'd you say, CJ? Sometimes me, sometimes you.
Hey. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't be doing all that talking. But it's fun to me. And like I told them, it ain't no hard feelings. It's just fun.
No, like I said, it was a great atmosphere, man. Hey, shout out to y'all fans.
Hey,
I
listen.
definitely got
So
y'all fans
let
on
me
my live.
let me tell you this. So I ain't been playing, like I haven't played a lot of games this year, but at the games I had went to, they was just loud. Like our playoff game, I loved them. Then the championship they came with us. We ran to the sideline. They were like, I love that. Even though it wasn't a lot of people, but they made it seem like it was a bunch of people there.
Bro, they did, bro. They did. They did. To y'all short, even though it was like that little section right there, bro, that whole little section quieted the rest of the
Man,
stage.
and I loved it. I'm like, every time I heard them, I had to put the hand up like, come on, keep it up. Keep it up.
Listen, that's why I said on my live, I'm like, once y'all got that 24, when it was still 22-7, I still was like, it's a lot of time left, you know what I'm saying? But when y'all got the safety, I was like, yeah, it's starting to get
Listen, I seen once we got that 2-point conversion to go up 8-7, I seen it. I'm like, oh, it's shit over. All we had to do was take the lead.
I could see it in their mannerisms, how some of them was just walking like as a former player, you can tell. You know what I'm saying? When somebody they mentally check out. You feel what I'm saying?
Like I said,
and you can literally tell by how they
you could see it
with each other.
Like when we scored, and we 6-7, and they went for 2 and they scored on that, I'm like, oh, that shit over. Yeah. Then we scored 4. I said, oh yeah, it's done. Ain't no comeback. Hey, chill out.
Zoe's asking CJ, any team that you want to see or play before you retire?
That's a good question. Appreciate that, Zoe.
Dang. You know what? Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I'm gonna get the opportunity again, but I know I wanted to play against the Ravens, but I went to my boy's wedding, and I couldn't miss that, so I missed that game. But I wanted to play in that game. That's the only team I haven't played against. Well, in the Rams, I ain't never played the Rams yet either.
2 good teams.
Yeah, I ain't never played the Rams yet. So them two. Other than that, I didn't play damn near everybody else, but just them two.
Andy Hamilton's asking if he can have your autograph, Black Jesus, that's what he said.
Hey,
Andy,
this is the crazy part.
I love Andy.
CJ, you know this. CJ he's now getting compared to my man Mike Wilson.
I don't want it. And listen, I told Mike, he was like, "Can I come out of retirement?" I said, "Nope, I'm staying away then. Leave me alone. If you come back, I'm good. I don't gotta play." But I played because he was my quarterback when I was at the Fire.
I played with Mike. Yeah, I played with Mike when he was a pit bull.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Javon from the Phantom said they got that Swift BTA, no excuses. So at least Javon is
yeah.
No
and
excuses.
he even said it was truly sad to see us fall apart at the one score. I'm telling you, after we scored that touchdown and then went for 2, I just seen it. Like I'm like, oh yeah, y'all done. Like it's over now. Yeah, y'all gave us that, and y'all gave us momentum too. Like it's over now.
Yeah, it definitely was a huge momentum swing. And then, bro, I'm not even going to cap. I thought they was going to try to grab the momentum back when they got the onside kick.
Yeah.
Off the safety. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, if they do something with it on this one, it might turn into something. You know what I mean? But then they laid the egg. You know what I'm saying?
Not to interrupt, but real quick, Coach Dobbs is in, so we're going to bring Coach Dobbs on.
Oh, hey, Coach.
Can you hear us, Coach?
Let's go. Hey, hold on.
Go get Coach.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the first time we've had multiple guests on at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. It's already in the case, man.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny.
Oh, yeah. It's got to put in the case.
Coach, congratulations on the win, man. You guys played a great game and well-deserved. You guys finished the game and came out with a victory. So how does it feel?
Oh, it feels awesome. My daughter asked me, she was like, well, you won quite a few championships. What else is ranked? I said, outside my first one, this has to be up there. Just knowing that all the adversity that this team has endured this season. And even, just in the game. And see, I think CJ already said that of how we talked at halftime and, made some adjustments and came out gun smoking.
Definitely, there was a tell of two halves, and like I said, I watched the game from the hospital, unfortunately, but I missed like the first quarter, and I came back up to my room, and it was 7-0. But the second half, it was just like boom, like 30 unanswered points, and I was like, I think I turned it off before the game was over, or I fell asleep or something. I'm not sure, but man,
Drugs probably kicked in, right?
yeah, no, I wasn't on any drugs, trust me.
But
else
Coach,
I would've-
since I got you on here with CJ, man, talk about what it's like having CJ being your quarterback and what it meant to how his play in the game helped you guys come out with the dub.
That's nephew. I've been on CJ for years, and that's like, you know, he called me uncle, I call him nephew. I mean, it's great, you know, and just to see him even over the years mature, even into a quarterback, because people don't know he came in playing receiver. When he first came into semi-pro, he was a receiver, and just to see him develop into the quarterback role and just to be a leader, it's great. It speaks volumes. And even now, seeing him coaching football, it makes me feel old, right? And CJ will tell you when I first started semi-pro, I didn't have these gray hairs.
Nope.
Hey, CJ, Zoe Holloway said that he played against you in the OFL Hurricanes versus the Chief in the playoffs. Do you remember that?
It was the Comets.
It was the comment.
Yeah,
Oh,
I played
okay,
against with the Comets then.
Oh, King Comets. Yeah. So
Mhm.
Zoe,
Yeah, that's
Zoe-
when I was head coach over the Kings Comets.
So I don't want to be that person, but I beat the Hurricanes twice too. So
Yeah,
that ain't
yeah.
nothing to do. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
well, gentlemen,
It's okay if you that guy, bro.
like I said, the
Now,
season's over. Take some time to relax, and hopefully I'll see you guys down here in Florida for nationals. And I'll definitely, if you do any team, hopefully a lot of teams come down here for nationals from the PFA. So definitely looking forward to seeing you guys play again. And thanks for joining us, Coach Dobbs and CJ. Thanks for joining us as well. And you guys have a great night.
Thanks. You do the same.
All right.
All right, guys. That was Coach Dobbins and CJ Talley from the 2A National Midwest Champions, the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack. Shout out to the team again, man, for winning that championship.
Zoe's dropping breaking news. Zoe Holloway try the Motor City Outlaws when the reboot happens.
Oh,
woo, yeah!
Shout out to my Outlaws.
We're gonna talk to
Can't wait
Kieran.
for the reboot.
We're gonna talk to Kieran
Can't
about
wait for
that.
the reboot.
We're gonna talk to Kieran about that here in just a minute. He's in the chat. He's in the
Oh, bet. Yeah, can't wait for the reboot though. You know that. You know, even though y'all killed me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all killed my pit bulls. I still respect you. Still respect you.
Zoe in 2025, Javon said. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into our next guest. We're rolling right along. We had a surprise. Coach Dobbs jumped on for us, and but our boots on the ground in Michigan, the host of Rubbish University, the man, the myth, the legend, Kieran himself. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
It's been a couple weeks since we talked to you, but week 10 of the season is here for the 3A teams, man, and all leads,
the plot thickens, man.
all roads lead through the Ravens. But what are your thoughts about that 2, 3, and 4 spot? The Bills, the Gators, and the Rams. You think the Rams are going to hold on to that number 2 spot?
Honestly, it seems like it's any given Sunday. I mean, each team kind of, gave the Ravens a challenge in the first quarter, but it seems like, when it's a fight between themselves, those 3 are going to really battle it out, and it's really any given Saturday.
Listen, I can't wait until the playoffs start. If we already know that the Ravens are going to be the number 1 seed, Kieran, who do you, if we had to pick a dark horse that we think might even be able to play them in a championship game, who would you have money on right now?
Honestly, I know the Bills, they're a young team, so I think if they can keep everybody together and everybody solid and dedicated towards the cause, I think honestly I think the Bills can make a good run, honestly. The Rams and the Gators are both filled with vets, but time kind of weighs on you, and when you got the older players out there and they've played a full season, now it's time for playoffs. It's either they're going to be at their best or their worst. We're going to have to see.
Yeah, and that's exactly what me and Brian were talking about. That's why I said BTA desperately kind of needs to keep holding his second seed because they need that extra week of rest.
Yeah.
And Mike and them are right on their heels when it comes to record and points. So they're trying to get it also. So this weekend games, I know Motor City Rams, they go up to Cleveland, play the Cleveland.
The Motor City Rams play the Dukes.
They play the Dukes. That's going to be a tough matchup. That's going to absolutely be tough.
What do you think about that? People think I'm crazy. What do you think about that, though? They
are the Rams going down, or are they playing home?
I think BTA is going to win.
The Rams are going to Cincinnati to play.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, that's tough, especially, they won the Indy one close, and then they lost the Racine one. So, they're really on a 50-50 without a state big games. One more, I guess. I don't know. It's tough to say. It's really tough to say. I'd say that spread would be real small. That's for sure.
Like I said, I give respect to the boys over there, Darian Brown and Mike Clay, and them. Mad respect to the Cincinnati Dukes. And I'll stick by this. And I've always said I just need them to play better competition. I need them to play better teams because what they've been playing over the last 3 years has not, in my eyes, ain't been comp. I need you to step your game up. And that's the only way, and I know, that's the only way at this level you're going to get any respect as a team is who you beat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who have you, we got to do the Tina Turner. Who have you beat lately? Okay?
Exactly.
Who was the number one team, or not even number one team? Who is this a team that is viewed as a top organization or a good organization on this level?
Yeah,
you can't tell me.
The Outlaws, Arizona team called the Outlaws, and they are telling me that because I was a former Raven, they're like, how do we set up a game and everything like that. I'm just like, hey, you guys got to play top teams in the nation. They're gonna hit me with the excuse that nobody wants to come down to Arizona. Well, you guys got to make your way up here. Cincinnati Dukes, it's weird. I've been around the league for so long, I've never heard of them until this year. And another owner I spoke with today, he told me they're really more of a 3A team. They came all the way up here to Detroit with a bus and 40 deep. A lot of teams can't do that.
They can't. And don't get me wrong, this is their best season. They're coming off a national championship win. That obviously helped recruiting. So you're going to get a better type of player. More better types of players on one team now. And to me, it is time to make the jump. It is time to stop playing the BS teams and start playing some better teams. Start playing some of the top 3A teams. Play the Illinois Grizzlies. You know what I'm saying? Play the Indy Bison. The Indy Bison right there.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
historically, how long have they been a team?
They've been around.
Cincinnati Dukes have been in existence. I'll give them at least, I want to say, possibly 5 years. They've been on the 3-year run. I put it like that. They've been on the 3-year run.
Yeah.
And last year was their best year as far as winning the BCFL and winning the national championship. Right. And that's what they're coming off of.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. I know things got shooken up throughout the season with the two teams that folded, the Patriots up here and the Outlaws. I think that would have brought a lot more depth to these schedules and these challenges that teams are facing. It seems like we've got really like a top 4 or top 5 teams that are really contending to be the face of PFA. So, man,
it's just crazy to me that we talking. If you're going to come to me with an argument saying that your team is this and this that, I'm going to look at your league first. And if I look at your league right now, bro, it's 3 teams.
Yeah, 3 teams.
With 3 teams, fam. And the 3 teams you in the league with, we ain't talking about no upper echelon teams either. We talking about the Gladiators.
The poo bottom.
What is we talking about? You know what I mean? I hate to be that guy, but I'm that guy. What are we talking about?
So
he's gonna play better competition.
as far as the PFA 3A championships, Kieran, do you still think the championship is through the Ravens? The road to the championship has to go through the Ravens, or you think, or do
100%.
you don't see any team able to beat the Ravens?
Not when you're setting like a franchise record winning streak. That's different. That comes with a lot of pressure that the Ravens have seemed to always, step up to and handle when needed. So, no, I really think it's going to be through the Ravens, and I think we're going to either get a team that deserves to be there and gives them a challenge, or it's going to be a team that does it and gets blown out, like multiple league championships against the Ravens have gone. So
who's other than the Ravens in the championship game? Who do you have for who their opponent's going to be?
Well, he said the Bills. He said the Bills. He sneakily
Did he say the Bills?
Sneakily said the Bills.
Sneakily said the Bills.
So I mean, like realistically, like if I had to bet everything I owned on it, I would go with the Rams. But I think the Bills are a sleeper. I think that's potential. I
respect that.
Zoe
always says merge the leagues. Hey, look here, Zoe.
There ain't no merging the leagues. Ain't no merging.
PFA, we death row over here. I'm gonna put it like this: if you don't want your league, you know what I'm saying, to try to be not putting you in the videos. If you don't want your league not to be putting you on the ground, if you don't want your league not making sure you got locker rooms at the games, then hey, come to death row.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
And
We not going out here asking for people. You want to play top competition? You want smoke? You want to play a different set of teams every single week instead of playing one team 7 times in the season?
not like those other Michigan teams in that other league that play each other the same every other week, and then we're 7-1 in 3A.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're a 2A team playing in a 1A league, dude. Shut up.
Keon, I want all the smoke, bro.
Who are you talking about specifically?
Hold on,
well, let's see. All those teams that were in the UFL or the whatever league it was.
Last year and the last couple of years.
Yeah. You know what team I'm talking about. All the teams in that damn league.
I want all the smoke, and any team who say they with the smoke. I'm telling you right now, if you ain't joining the PFA, you ain't with the smoke.
And
too much smoke over
look, the PFA doesn't
much.
need to go out and recruit teams. Teams want to come to the PFA. So
now, do we want to keep it 100% and say on its first year the PFA ranks higher than GDFL?
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean,
I think so. I had that argument with someone previously, but I really think so.
Because we booking half their games, Carrion. It's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the PFA, Racine Raiders wouldn't even have a schedule. They'd play 4 games, and that's all they would have.
Absolutely, and I do think it's crazy.
How about that? And I want the Inglewood Bird game. How about that?
Well, look,
I'm saying
Inglewood Bird game is coming back in 25. But what league will they go to? Will they go to the MCFL?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few teams that need to come back, including those Outlaws. Bird,
yeah, Zoe said they're coming. I need them back too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
the Marion County Crusaders are always a nice team, and it's
Marion
to see them go.
Have a nice, for sure. Marion definitely, the County Crusaders definitely had a nice team. But yeah, I just want a league full of smoke, bro. I'm tired of everybody ducking. I'm tired of everybody saying I got an undefeated record. That's cool. That's pretty, and that's nice to have. But who did you beat to get that undefeated?
You got an undefeated record, but when you go to Florida, you're going to get your ass kicked because you didn't play nobody with the same damn team.
I want to be able to hang my hat on my league championship. I want to be able to say my league championship. I had to run through some.
Exactly.
I had to go through a gauntlet to get to it. And if I went undefeated, that shows you how much better I was than the rest of the people.
No, Dan, the Marion County Crusaders are not the Indy Bison. So there's some players. Grindhard played for the Marion County Crusaders, and he's the owner of the Indy Bison. But it's not the same team. That was like a rumor. That was a rumor when they first came out last year, but that's not true. So, but Kieran, go ahead.
Well, I want to give Duncan his flowers, because honestly, like, I've never seen throughout the years I've been involved in semi-pro, I haven't seen an owner really a commissioner really step in and run things the way he has. He's got everybody on their toes. He's given everybody, information that they can use for their organization and take them to the next level. So, I mean, he's done a great thing with the PFA, and I think everything we're building together is honestly amazing. And I think it's going to be something huge coming this way. Today, we initially using our Rose motto, so we're going to see where that takes us.
Definitely. Well, also we want to wish you a happy birthday, man. We know it's your birthday today, so happy birthday
Thank
to you. But as always, thanks for jumping on the show and giving us your input on the Michigan team.
For sure.
We'll
Hey, I'm
definitely,
gonna be at the championship game, brother. So
I want to make sure everybody watching. Yeah, absolutely. And everybody watching, make sure you go to YouTube, look up Rubbish University, or even in this group. They'll share the link eventually, and check it out, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. That really is helpful to what we're building and what we're going to do for the future.
definitely. As always, man, thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your birthday night, and have a good.
I appreciate
we'll
it,
get
man.
you on before the championship
Thank
game.
you guys. Be safe.
Yep, you too.
For sure.
Hey, Zoe, why we so aggressive? Because, man, I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of these teams out here saying that they undefeated, saying that they with the smoke, but then they don't play nobody. I ain't got time for that no more.
So real quick, before my son Drew bugs me anymore about it, shout out to Drew, my son who's watching the show. One of the in Indiana. Thank you, Drew, for watching the show with your buddies. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Shout out to them and appreciate the view. So,
while we got some people still here in the chat, I know we got our call feature fixed. Chat, we got our call feature fixed. So we about to do some call-ins, some questions here in a second.
We're waiting. Fred, where's Fred?
Brian earlier. I posed this question to Brian earlier because I saw a post that was made in the Ohio Semi Pro group, and the post that was made asked a question. I'm gonna ask the chat, and we can talk about it for a little bit. The question that it posed was, should Glass City go down to 2A instead of playing 3A? And the post basically said was that they thought that Glass City would be more competitive playing 2A and possibly vie for a championship than playing in 3A ball. So I posed that question to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you guys think. Brian, what's your views on that? What do you think about possibly if Glass City would move down?
I personally think it'd be a good move for them. I think they would definitely be more competitive in the 2A division and give the 2A some with the Wolfpack and the Phantoms, give it some more bulk, maybe, so to speak.
I mean, you already do have the rivalry game there between the Phantoms and Glass City, respectively. Even though the Phantoms haven't won a game in the rivalry yet, let Coach Henderson tell you. So I think it might be a good idea. You know what I mean? I think it might be a good idea. That doesn't mean that you would have to stop playing 3A teams, because they do have some talent that they can hang with them, saying some of the big boys. But I think they might need to take a step down and probably try to recalculate. You know what I mean? And get some things. Get some things back on track to be able to push to play 3A ball again. I think it might be good for them. Like you said, with the Wolfpack and the Phantoms being down there and the Pit Bulls, I think it kind of
forgot about the Pit Bulls. Sorry, Jimmy, I didn't forget about you, but I didn't.
Yeah, I think that kind of gives the 2A conference division a little extra bump. You know, honestly, I'm gonna throw this out here since we're being aggressive tonight. Since I'm talking about catching smoke, one of the teams that I would definitely like to see join our 2A division is the Cincinnati Dukes. / I possibly want y'all to move up to 3A, for real.
Come face some real competition, like good competition.
That's just me having a dream. Okay, that's me having a dream. You want to come in, you can come over to the PFA. You can still be a 2A team, and you can play a 3A schedule. Still play a 2A. Still play a 2A. Still play 2A playoffs. But you can play against some tougher teams and get some more, as the boys say, some street cred. Because right now you ain't really got nothing.
Right. Well, let's talk about the playoff preview a little bit more before we cut it. Before we let close the show.
What's going on, Sam? Raquel, what's going on, man?
If anybody wants to call in, make sure you text me first. I know you're calling in, else I'll just spam your number.
Call lines are open, fellas.
Call line is open if anybody wants to call in and just.
The question on the table right now is: should the Tigers, Glass City Tigers, go down to 2A instead of staying in 3A? And should the Dukes step up to 3A and join the PFA?
Good question.
Those are the questions we pose into the chat tonight. You can put your comments in the chat, or you're more than welcome to call in to the show. This is our last segment before we let y'all go for the evening. We like to interact with you guys, see what you guys think. So feel free to call in. The number is at the bottom of the screen, or you can just put it into the chat. Javon says Dukes need to taste the 3A. I agree with that so much.
Glass City most definitely.
He said Glass City should most definitely drop the 2A. I think that as well.
Did you remember who had the 6 picks in one game?
No. And that is going to be.
It's been haunting you all season, man.
This off season, I'm gonna find out. This off season, I'll find out. And I'm
We'll
gonna come
make
back
a special show for
Hey,
you.
listen, I'm gonna find out, and when I find out, I'm gonna have him on the show. I promise you. Indiana Tornadoes, I will never forget that game, but I'm gonna make sure I find out who that player is. And I'm gonna make sure I bring him on the show. I promise you. Mike says Glass City has been playing ball. Mike, I get they've been playing ball. I'm not saying that. I'm saying would it help them, the organization-wise, if they drop down to 3A? Not saying they still can't play 3A competition. I'm just saying as far as being able to vie for a championship. That's all I'm just posing the question that was already posed. I just want to hear what everybody's feedback was from it. I think it would be a good look for them. They already play against the Flag City Phantoms as a rivalry game. Flag City Phantoms was our #1 team this past season. You got the Pit Bulls. You got the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack. Throwing GCT down there will kind of possibly shake up some things. It will at least give a real another tough team, a tough opponent down there with some veterans and some playoff experience. And I thank you, Mike. Mike has a young team. For him to say it, then it definitely should happen. The Duke should move up. I don't want to hear no more about we this and we that until y'all start playing all 3A competition. Or at least play a 3A schedule in the 2A.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them easy champion spots. Man, we're not going to say that out loud, but we are going to say it out loud. Because
just put the quotes around it when you say it, Brian. Just do this.
Well, anyways, man, that's a good question to pose. But thanks to all of our guests tonight. Ben Kershaw, Pack Money from the Flag City Phantoms. We got CJ Talley and Coach Dobbs from the championship-winning 2A Northern Kentucky Wolfpack. And Carrion for Rutgers University. And what do we got next week? Episode 21. And my calculations are correct. We should go to 24. Will be our final show of the season. We're just going to have a mega show. Anybody who wants to be on the show that's been following us all season, if you play for the PFA team, if you don't play for the PFA team, we're just going to have a mega show. And then episode 25 will be a best of version of the show that will be dropped on YouTube. And so, yeah, this week
guys, I'm just gonna put this out here. Please make sure you go like and subscribe. When we do our lives, please make sure that you share. We want to try to get as many eyes on our lives as possible, especially when I do live stream the football games. And as always, we do accept any types of gifts, stars, anything is most certainly appreciated. No matter how big or how small, we accept everything. And even if you can't afford to send that, what's free is just pushing a button, liking, and following, and subscribing. That's it.
Definitely.
That's all. Shout out to all the guys who have GoPros. If you're in the PFA or not in the PFA and you got GoPro footage and it's fire, send it to me or send it to Brian. We love to use it for the show. We love to try to push the development on this level as far as that, using that as a platform to be able to get the inside look of some of the games and draw more eyes to professional development football. So just reach out to us, get in contact with us, and we will gladly share your content on our show during the breaks. Brian, man,
Definitely.
I guess that's gonna be it for us tonight, man.
Yeah, I guess nobody wants to call in, but it's a big weekend this weekend. We're going to see where the dust settles for those teams, and we're going to talk about that next week on the show, Thursday, 7 p.m. Facebook, YouTube. Like and subscribe, like Chris said. If you're part of the PFA, then you should already like both of those things, and if you're not, I'm disappointed. So we should have 2,000 followers by now on YouTube. But
we're almost there.
Make sure you share and subscribe. And like I said, off season is almost here. Me and Chris are going to be working hard, getting better stuff for next season. But we appreciate so far everybody who's tuned in, been on the show, supported us, and corresponded in the chat and everything like that. But until next time, I'm Brian, my partner Chris.
I'm Chris.
Go pay some bills.